Hi, welcome to Unlikely Courage with Alicia Johnson. I'm really excited for my video today. So I'm going to be talking about a couple things that are really important to me. Wait until the end because I get to announce the title of my book.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
It was
so
okay and everything?
yeah.
That is so
No,
cool.
it's the title of my website. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is exciting.
Yeah. The thing is, the reason it's such a big deal is because, well, one of the first things that I learned as I started to get into the real here's how you write a book and stuff like that is, first and foremost, the publisher chooses what the title of the book is. They choose what the cover is, and you know what? Please do whatever you want. We're going for the biggest publishers, and if they want me to change the title of my book and the title of my website, I'm happy to, but right now, this is something that both my co-author and I are really, really excited about. I'll tell you the story about how it came up. And yeah, by the time this video is launched, the website is up or will be in a couple of days. I talked to my website, yeah.
That's crazy.
I'm excited. Well, I've been working on this website forever and it's time. I mean, we've got some people we're talking to, Shani.
Really?
Yes, we've got.
You guys are gonna love it.
I'm so excited. Things are coming together and you guys are a big part of it. Thank you so much for the love and support, for subscribing, and if you each want to tell 10 friends to subscribe, I won't be sad. Anyway, I'm not proud. Spread the love. I love you too. Let's just build this community of people who have dealt with trauma or want to learn how to deal with trauma, or who know people who've dealt with trauma and who love to run and who have eating disorders, issues, things, and all sorts of fun stuff that we're covering. And guess what, Shani?
Yes?
I'm going to start talking about dating stories. Two main things I'm going to talk about today are Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, T.A.P.S. If you saw my first video, you know I kind of love them a lot. And I'll tell you briefly about who they are and how I got involved. And then I did start talking about them and the video went on forever because I've got so many stories. So I'm going to save those awesome stories for other videos. So you'll hear about T.A.P.S here and there, but I'll just give you the basics of how I got involved. And one of the reasons I'm talking about them today is because they've been in the news. Bonnie Carroll, she's the founder of T.A.P.S, and she was just on CNN. She was on CNN recently with a lot of the political stuff that's going on with military families. I'll just leave it at that. She is an absolute class act. The way Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors came up was her husband was killed in a plane crash and she was looking for her people who understood. And she couldn't find a group, she couldn't find people who knew what she had been through. And so she took the money that she got from losing her husband to help others and to create a place where military surviving families and loved ones could heal. They have different seminars, different retreats, things like that all across the country. They have helped well over 70,000 military surviving families. And
that's how it started, was with her?
It was with her and her own personal loss. So go to T.A.P.S, T.A.P.S, Tragedy Assistance Program for Survivors, TAPS.org. Read the history, read how you can get involved. They need volunteers. Donate $5. I mean, we're gonna put the link below, but and possibly even a video down below. It's something that they've been spreading around, just sharing a little bit about the nonprofit and stuff. Google Bonnie Carroll or look at T.A.P.S and look at her bio, and it will take you about 20 minutes to read because she's just got an incredible resume. And just a really quick little before I tell you how I learned about it, because it's a really cool story. So I had written a couple things for their blog. I'd talked to a few people about possibly volunteering because, of course, you guys know I want to help people. That's why I'm here, is to help you guys, to get the word out there about my book, but which is also to help other people. When I heard about T.A.P.S and I decided to go to the national seminar. In fact, I actually had a phone conversation with Bonnie Carroll before, telling her about my book, telling her my perspective, saying I lost my dad 40 years ago and I want to help. And I told her about some of the feelings that I'd experienced and things like that. and she was really, really quiet. And I'm like, oh, she probably thinks I'm such an idiot. She probably thinks I'm a mess. And she kept saying, and long story short, told me that I had something to offer, which made me feel, I thought that I did, but to hear somebody who, like an expert in this field, it was very humbling and very exciting at the same time. So she encouraged me to go to nationals. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come help. And I get there, and I remember walking into the hotel, and oh my gosh, there she was at the end of the hallway. I was just so starstruck. I'm like, oh, that's Bonnie, she's here. And she walked toward me and she gave me a big hug and she recognized me. This woman is amazing. Anyway, so check out T.A.P.S, learn more about it. I will be talking about some of my own experiences and stories. But really quickly, the way I got involved, it was really cool. It was right soon after I started writing my book, and I was on Facebook at one of my jobs, and something caught my eye. Out of the corner of my eye, one of the little in the news feed things, somebody had liked some random blog post, and I clicked on it, and this beautiful girl, this beautiful lady, her name is Amy Dozier, she had written a blog post about how her husband was killed in Iraq, and their only daughter was 13 months old. And she was saying things in there like how her daughter was so much like her husband, even though she didn't remember him, and she hoped that she'd feel a connection to him and all this other stuff. And I'm like, I want to talk to you. These are my people. So I saw what she'd written and what she'd written about her daughter, and I was very humbled. And I was just like, I want to reach out to her, but I also don't want her to think that I'm like, hi, guess what? I know what you're going through. Let me tell you exactly what your daughter's going through. But I decided to reach out anyway. So I sent her an email and I said, I don't understand what it's like to experience a knock at the door, but my mom does. My mom did. And maybe I could give you a little bit of insight, because it sounded like what her daughter was going through was something similar to what I did. And so sent her that email. And about a year later, ironically on the anniversary of my dad's death, she emailed me back, because it went to that little other folder that you have on Facebook where you get things from people you don't know and stuff. And she emailed me back, and long story short there, we've become really close friends. She is amazing. She told me about T.A.P.S. I've spent a lot of time with Amy and her daughter, just the most incredible people. They're just, yeah, anyway, some of my dearest friends. Anyway, she told me about T.A.P.S, I looked it up, and that's how I got involved. That's all I'm going to talk about today. I'll probably talk about it like about once a month. I've had some incredible experiences already. My closest friends are part of that organization. I've met through that organization. If you're feeling like you want to donate to anything or do some good, check it out. You'll see why. So, second thing I'm going to talk about is my plan for the next few videos. So thank you so much, you guys. I'm at 200 and plus subscribers. Thank you so much. If you want to tell your friends about me, if you like my videos, send them my way. It would be, I've been talking to some really big people actually, and I need to grow this channel quickly if at all possible. The 200 is very overwhelming, but hey, tell your friends, come on, just come see me, come say hi, come subscribe, so I can get this going to a bigger level, not with YouTube necessarily, but with publishers and potential agents and things like that. So thank you. But the next few weeks, what I'm going to talk about is I've had a request for a question and answer. So what I'd like you to do is, I have had some questions already, but please submit your questions by Friday the 27th, I think is what it is. By that morning, because I'll be filming that night, I'd like you to ask your questions, and as many questions as I get, I'll answer. So we'll have my first Q&A. I'm excited. So the following week is the weekend of A Reason to Stand. It's that event that Shani and I are going to be sitting on the panel. Ashley Burke, who I talked about in my video before, my last video. We have the Freckled Fox. We've got a guy who was a first responder to 9/11. It's going to be an amazing event. So that's going to be Saturday, November 4th in Provo, Utah. If you're around, if you want to come up, check the link below, look for tickets. If you use the word Provo, P-R-O-V as in Victor O, Provo, you'll save $10 off of your tickets. There's different ways you can get them. You know, of course, if you get a big group, then you get more of a discount, you know, that type of thing. But check out the link, come see us. But also that weekend, Ashley and I are going to work on a video together, and we might do a live stream. So still figuring that out. It might be on Shani's channel. I'm not sure what's going to happen, but next video is Q&A. The one after that, Ashley's going to be a guest on, and then we'll go from there. So, you know, I am going to talk about my high school days, eating disorders, and again, I'm going to talk about dating. So here's my big announcement. So my website should be launched by now. If not, it's going to be launched in a day or so, but I'm thinking it's launched now. So when I first started working with my co-author, Bridget Cook Birch, she's amazing. She's a New York Times best-selling author. I went to her retreat, and one of the first things she said was, don't get married to your title. So I took that to heart, and I had a couple titles in mind, and in fact I've been working on like graphics and things like that, because like I said, the publisher gets to decide the title, but I felt like there was something out there. So I also wanted to secure a web domain. That's one thing that's really important that you do, is you secure your web domain, you start your brand and things like that. So Bridget and I were actually at like a retreat for like people who are really well into their books. It's we met with some, you know, some bigwigs there and everything like that. And I actually drove up with her, and I remember we were driving back, and I kept saying, I'm like, you know, the title needs something more powerful, and I wanted it to be something that would really hit a chord. And so I, you know, wanted to talk about angels, wanted to talk about the military. We were working together, and all of a sudden Bridget said, Angel in Arlington. And I still love it. It's, my dad is buried in Arlington. I believe you guys, I think I mentioned that to you. My website is angelinarlington.com. Link below, and you'll see a few things, basic information about me, some pictures of my dad and my mom, and you know, I'm going to continue to build it, but it has been launched. And so I encourage you to check that out and to keep following me on here in the future, in the near future than it is. We're closer than we've ever been. Angel in Arlington is going to be out on the shelves. So thank you so much for hanging out there and waiting for my big announcement. Some other things to look forward to. You're going to be hearing about my brother, who's having his own just incredible experiences, and learning about our dad, and just, you know, the more I get to know people, the more I get involved with these organizations and meet these friends, and the more I learn, and it's just amazing to see how through the ashes of tragedy, you know, I'm not going to minimize any of it. You know, I'm not going to say everything's all good, because it's not. Through the ashes of tragedy, some incredible things happen. It doesn't replace the loss. It doesn't change the fact that it still hurts. But we still get to live. We still get to move forward. We still get to enjoy life. And I am very, very grateful for the miracles that have happened and beautiful things that I've seen that have happened in people's lives that have gone through absolute horrific experiences. I'm really excited about where things are going. I'm really, really grateful to you guys for being part of this. So just a reminder, T.A.P.S.org, those of you who can come, go to A Reason to Stand and areasontostand.com and get tickets, come see us. We'd love to give you a hug, we'd love to talk to you, and the stories you're going to hear are going to absolutely blow your mind. And check out angelinarlington.com. So thank you so much for watching, and a reminder to let your fears inspire you to be brave and live. Until next time, I'll talk to you later.